Hi, I'm Roger, sales manager at High End Impact Windows and Doors, and I'm sitting here today with Chad. Chad has been gracious enough to invite us into his home. What was your main reason for getting Impact Windows and Doors?
Primarily because I travel. I wanted to get out of needing to put in accordions every time there was a hurricane threat.
Right, yeah.
So I was really looking for something that was more maintenance free and always available for protection versus needing to execute on something.
Right.
So I started the process of looking at different vendors and hearing what they thought it would cost, what the process would be, and understanding what you were getting, the products being used.
Right.
And so that's how I found High End Impact Windows and Doors. They came referred to me by my insurance adjuster.
Really?
He had recommended, I said, so who do you recommend? He said, well, I have a company that I've used personally, and they will do the best job from his experience, and he understood how others worked, and he personally recommended it.
So that's a great segue into my next question was, what was the deciding factor to go with High End?
Yeah, I think it came down to what I would describe as a more consultative discussion. And so Dror came to the house. He looked around and gave me a lot of ideas. The other companies, when they gave me a quote, it was for an in-kind. So if I had French doors, replace it with French doors. If I had a window X size there, replace it with the impact window. And when Dror came, he was looking at it, and from the perspective he had was from someone that was very familiar with the process.
Right.
And he went through and was giving me ideas as to not only what I should do in certain areas, and we'll probably point out, but over there, that was the picture window that we made into a 3-piece sliding door, which opened up the space.
Right.
He gave me information with regards to what product to use. Again, everyone else was providing a replacement in kind product. Dror was looking at the layout and how we used the house and said, well, based on your lines and your sight lines, you want to use this product, this door, because it has thinner mullions, thinner frame, so it would work here. In your windows, you can go with the other, but here you want to use this particular product. He also showed me some of the differences, like in the step downs. A lot of times when everyone was quoting the sliders, most of the times when they put them in, they put them true size, and then you have a bump in the front, like a trip hazard as you're coming and leaving the door, and they put a mullion there. And he's explaining how High End actually makes it flush, so it's a flush out floor level. So previously, for the living room, and this is one of the ideas Dror gave when he came, this was a picture window, a large picture window glass, smaller. The wall was, it started about here, similar to on that side, and it was a little narrower. And so he said, wow, wouldn't it be great? You could open up the living room by putting a 3-panel slider on with small mullions. So what they did is they basically dropped down. They cut in from down here and dropped it, put the sliders in. They dropped the side fixed windows as well, so it was all one level going around.
Oh, nice.
And when you look at it from the inside, the view is exponentially. It's probably 50% bigger view. Everyone else that came in, they were replacing just a picture window.
Right.
So that's a great idea. That was a great idea.
I think we're the only company in South Florida that actually removes that trip hazard.
Well, you're the only one that told me you would do it. No one else did.
So, Chad, what motivated you to go with High End Impact Windows?
Yeah, it was a It was a pretty easy choice. The biggest items, the fact that high-end has their employees versus a number of the vendors. Everyone that quoted me actually used subcontractors. And I appreciated that your team is full of craftsmen. And so a lot of the custom work that was being done by tradesmen that were not getting paid by window. They were not trying to get out as fast as possible.
Right.
They were more tilt towards doing it right and making sure that it was excellent and going with high end to get what you're looking for, have it done professionally, have it done properly, no follow-ups, no chase-up. But I don't think I've spoke to you after it was done for the most part because nothing's leaking. Nothing was done subpar to try and get through. And there was a fair amount of specialized work that went into doing some of the things we did. So it was a no-brainer for me.
Oh, excellent. So the interaction with our team, can you talk about their prep and how they protected your home?
Yeah, no, the team was great. Courteous. I appreciate seeing the same people. So not having random people on site is a big plus.
Right.
Took care of the property, cleaned up every day, every night. So there was no material damage or subsequent things that happened that you had to chase someone on. And so they were great. The permit process was easy and clean. All the documentation that your team did and provided to the inspectors made it a fairly painless exercise. On the door I had done by another vendor, it was inspected 4 times.
So my last question is, would you recommend high-end impact window doors to colleagues or friends?
Yeah, 100%.
We appreciate any referrals because we do not advertise as a company and appreciate that very much.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So Chad, thanks very much for having us.
No problem.
And appreciate your time with us today.